As they say in PIHL hockey, let's do that PIHL hockey. The 2023 push for the Penguins Cup playoffs continues on PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10 Band TV, presented by Iron Bridge. Hello, good evening, and welcome. I'm Matt Popchock. Glad you could join us for week number 20, the big 2-0 of the 2022-2023 Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League regular season. And we begin it with a critical doubleheader here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena, 20 minutes south of downtown Pittsburgh, as the Crimson Crushers of Bishop McCort in Class AA make the long drive from Johnstown to the Steel City to take on the host South Fayette Lions in a battle for playoff positioning in the 2A classification. And McCort coming in with 26 points by virtue of their 13-6 one-loss record, third place overall. South Fayette, 28 points overall, 13 wins, 2 regulation losses, 2 shootout losses to accumulate that point total. Both teams have clinched their playoff spots. All 8 Penguins Cup playoff spots in Class AA have been decided. What we don't know is who's going to be playing whom. That's part of what we're trying to find out here tonight, as South Fayette and Bishop McCort are both vying for home ice advantage in the first round of the Penguins Cup playoffs. If the Crimson Crushers can win their 5th in a row in PIHL action here tonight, they can finish either second or third potentially, which is where they are coming in. If South Fayette wins, Bishop McCort can finish as low as 5th place in PIHL Class AA, depending upon how other results shake out on the Class AA schedule. South Fayette, meanwhile, can officially finish no worse than 3rd place, no matter what happens in their last 3 games, including 2 this week that we'll have for you on 10 Band TV, including this one. The Lions need to win 2 of their last 3, and they need Armstrong, the current front-runner in the classification, to lose 1 of their last 2 in order to get the #1 overall seed. There are other ways this can be achieved, but for right now, that is the path of least resistance for South Fayette. And what's that classic Dark Knight movie line? You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Well, it's been an interesting year for Art McQuillan, who for many years coached arch rival Westmont Hilltop. Now he's coaching in another part of Johnstown with Bishop McCort, and he's certainly endeared himself to those folks with the run they've been on, and he's bringing a little bit of Eastern Europe to the Mount Lebanon Ice Center with his top scorers, Nailatov, Yalovi, and Safronov. 46 points, 43 points, 42 points respectively. The Crimson Crushers have 3 of the top 10 scorers in PIHL Class AAA. And let us not forget senior Brennan Karolfa, he of Ukraine heritage. The senior all-star scored the game-tying power play goal with just 17 seconds left. Rather, the last time these 2 teams met back at the War Memorial on November the 17th, Bishop McCort won that game in a shootout by a final score of 6-5 to snap the South Fayette Lions' season-opening 6-game winning streak at the time. South Fayette coming off a Valentine's Day loss to Penn Trafford. They had earned a point in 7 consecutive games prior to that. Of course, their senior all-star is their captain, Wes Schwartzmiller, who signed that amateur contract with the NAHL's Minnesota Wilderness, which is who he's going to play for after he exhausts his eligibility. Schwartzmiller warming up off to our right, wearing number 89 in white and green, 22 goals, 22 assists, 44 points. Schwartzmiller 3rd overall in the Class AA points race. The AA scoring championship will in all probability go to Hempfield's Nick Bruno, who leads all players comfortably. Of course, we saw Nick Bruno in action just last Thursday night. But Schwartzmiller has had a phenomenal senior campaign, a goal and 3 assists the last time these 2 teams met at the War Memorial, 4th in goals, 6th in assists, and as I said, he's top 3 in points. Bishop McCort coming in with that loaded sophomore class. Ivan Safronov, Timur Nailatov, and countless others. Their goaltender is also a sophomore, their starter, who is the overall Class AA leader in save percentage with a .905 mark, Gleb Subuch. will be the probable starter tonight opposite the all-star for South Fayette, senior Alan Schrader, who got pulled in his last outing, that Valentine's Day loss to Penn Trafford, after making just 2 saves on 5 shots. So he's looking for a big bounce-back game in goal tonight for Matt Schwartz's Lions. For the Crimson Crushers, this is their regular season finale. They will begin Penguins Cup playoff action at a date and time to be determined after tonight. For the South Fayette Lions, they have 2 more games. This is their penultimate home contest. They have 1 more home game this week, this approaching Thursday against Jamie Plunkett's Meadville Bulldogs, and we'll have more on that as time permits.
Tonight, the PIHL presents a varsity AA matchup between McCort and South Fayette. At this time, we ask that you please rise as you are able for your hat to direct your attention to the side of the podium boxes for the playing of our national anthem.
Thank you, Austin McLean. Thank you, South Fayette Pep Band. Good to see those youngsters again after the fine job they did on South Fayette Senior Night. Of course, you can watch that Senior Night game on demand, like all our other games, on 10-band TV or on your Roku or Amazon Fire capable device. And now, all rise as the judge approaches the bench. Art McQuillan, a.k.a. the judge, leading his Crimson Crushers into action tonight. Over 500 wins at the Class AA level, one of the greatest coaches in Western Pennsylvania history. And on a personal note, one of the nicest. Always great to cross paths with him over the years, and good to see him coaching again with longtime assistant Don Lamison, McQuillan, one of the all-star coaches this year in Class AA, as was his counterpart, Matt Schwartz of South Fayette. Schwartz assisted by a couple of big-name assistant coaches as well. Christian Hansen, the former local prospect, son of Slapshots Dave Hansen, the RMU Island Sports Center rink manager, and we should point out, former Pittsburgh Penguin tough guy extraordinaire, Frankie LaRue, on the South Fayette staff this year. Frankie, of course, had a daughter who played high school basketball for South Fayette. Referee Batko to do the honors. And the game is on between the Lions and the Crushers, and South Fayette will move the puck from right to left on your TV, computer, or mobile device to begin tonight's contest. Schwartz Miller, the Lions captain, bounces it off the board's near side up ahead to sophomore Tyler Brandabiora. Twin brother of Jackson Brandabiora, the sophomore Tyler has 6 goals, 17 assists, 23 points. That point total, second highest on the team coming in as this shot is redirected on goal. Subuc had to be ready at the near post to make that save. Crushers get it out to center. Outlet pass intended for Nailatov. And the sophomore, who is the Class A assist leader with 36 apples, couldn't take it. And meanwhile, the Lions just barely missed Subuc on a shot from distance. Trevor D'Alessandro on his backhand, trying to center it in front for Schwartzmiller. Good break up there by Makita Olovi, the sophomore. 2 players from Belarus, 2 players from Ukraine on Art McQuillan's roster this season, and they have been impact players, to say the least, including Subuc, the goaltender tonight. Yalovi, 5th in Class AA in goals, 6th in assists. Out in front, this puck intercepted by the Crushers as it's gotten up ahead to Brady Dolgus. Intercepted by the Lions as Dylan Timmons crosses the blue line for South Fayette. On his backhand, he plays it wide of the glove hand of Subuch. Dolgus unable to clear. Dylan Walsh try to get it up to the right point. Lions chip at that puck, but Bishop McCort is able to bring it up through center. Karalfa is bodied off that puck, and it comes loose to Alan Schrader, the starting goaltender for South Fayette. Schrader ranking 3rd in Class AA in save percentage with an .894 clip coming in. His 9 wins personally are also the 4th most among all Class AA attendees. Shot wide of Schrader's blocker hand. That one taken by Karalfa. Puck to neutral ice, and from the red line, it's sent deep by Carson Boyle, the senior all-star. Dylan Timmons, the alternate captain, surveying the play. Now he's just going to try and outlet it for Caden Johnston. It's picked off by Karalfa. Karalfa left circle, puts it off the shoulder of Schrader, and that got a piece of the crossbar, I think, as well, as it went out of play. So a nice, crisp start to this hockey game, which is to be expected with 2 of the top 3 teams in the classification as of tonight going at it. Face off to Schrader's right. 596 minutes played on the year, ranks 8th most in the classification. 299 goals against, ranks 4th, and he has 1 shutout on the year as Caden Johnston is knocked down. Penalty coming up, and it's going to come against the sophomore Jack Esch. Schrader comes off, extra attacker, not going to have time to come on, but South Fayette will go to the power play. Referee March making the call, tripping the indication against Jack Esch with 14:13 to go in a scoreless first period. South Fayette coming in at 29.1% on the PP this season, good for 5th out of the 11 teams in the 2A classification. Bishop McCort rounding out the top 5. Conversely, in the penalty kill column, they are successful at an even 77% rate. As we get a pregnant pause before the offensive zone draw for the Lions. The top unit centered by Schwartzmiller on to take the face-off for Matt Schwartz. And there seems to have been some trouble inputting the penalty time into the score sheet and the main scoreboard for that matter, so they're just getting that corrected, which is why we have the prolonged stoppage. And now we are ready to put the spaghetti in the machine here as the South Fayette power play goes to work. Clean face-off win to the Lions. Tyler Brandabura for Schwartzmiller. Back to Brandabura. Brandabura backhand save made by Subuch. Rebound, Schwartzmiller blasts it just wide. And the net behind Subuch has become dislodged. Now Subuch, the last time these teams met in that shootout victory by Bishop McCort at the War Memorial, stopped a season-high 47 South Fayette shots. 47 saves for Subuch in that last meeting. He's averaging around 27 saves a game, so he usually sees a fairly decent volume of shots, and that could be bad news for the kind of talent South Fayette has to work with. And we got a penalty coming up here. Interference is the indication with 1:38 remaining in the South Fayette power play, and we might be going to 4-on-4 hockey. A bit of an iffy call as Karalfa barely had a step on the back checker, and the back checker in this instance was Tyler Brandabura. So the sophomore all-star is nabbed, and so this creates some open ice at the other end for the Crimson Crushers. Second highest scoring team in Class AA, coming in with 92 total goals. The Crushers have won 4 straight. They averaged 6 goals a game during that ongoing winning streak of theirs. but they've been filling the net like mad, and their ex-Soviet contingent, if you will, has had a lot to do with that. Himmler coming back 4-on-4, puts it off the left toe of Subuc, and he was equal to the task. Himmler has his own rebound, try to drop it back for D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro lets it go, to Jackson Brandabora. Brandabora for Schwartzmiller at the Bishop McCort blue line. Safronov playing it behind his own net as the Crushers outlet it towards center. Safronov, he of Belarusian blood, dropping it off to Nailatov. Nailatov in the corner to Safronov. Safronov trying to go back to Nailatov. That pass was cut off by Jackson Brandabora, who gets it up to center. 40 seconds to go in the 4-on-4. Schwartzmiller unable to handle. Here come the Crimson Crushers on the counter-attack. On the off wing over the line is Nailatov. Nailatov to the left circle, toward the goal. That was blocked. Good gap control there by the senior defenseman Connor Sierra. South Fayette up through center. Eli Petter over the McCort blue line. Petter to the corner. Walsh at the side of the net. Eli Petter has Sierra open, goes there. Sierra let it go off his skate, and it's played off the boards far side by Lucas Casino. Casino sends it up ahead to Safronov. Safronov pokes check back to center, and the Crushers have to tag up. So now an abbreviated power play. 20 seconds to go on that power play as this shot is put on Schrader, who makes the save from the slot area on Safronov. 12:05 to go in a scoreless first period. Quality chances at both ends, but neither team with anything to show for it as of yet. Both teams had a power play goal in the last meeting, including that critical one at the end of regulation by Karolfa. South Fayette about to get off to a positive start in the penalty kill department. They came in number 2 in the PK at 86.3%. Bishop McCort's power play, by the way, ranking 4th in the classification at 30.8%, but can't really dog them for not scoring on that one as it only lasted a little over 20 seconds. So we're back to 5-a-side here with 11.5 to go in the first period as that shot is off Schrader's stick and deflected to the near corner. Dylan Walsh stabbing at it. A couple of crimson jerseys retaliate as bodies collide near corner, and this puck battle is eventually going to be won by Braden Rygard, and the sophomore Murphy dumps this puck nearly the length of the ice. On the retreat, it's Jack Esch playing it around the boards for Karolfa. Karolfa gave it away to one of the Lions. Cross ice pass, a little too heavy for Chiappetta. It comes to the boards near side. Chiappetta from the bottom of the left circle out in front. Snapshot. Oh, unable to take the snapshot was Caden Johnston as he was blocked from behind. A good maneuver there by Dolgus at the last moment to interrupt Johnston's rhythm. Johnston around the boards now for Nolan Murphy. Murphy with 15 goals and 22 points on the year. Murphy had a big game in the last victory for South Fayette, a 4-goal night in a win over Meadville, whom the Lions will see again this approaching Thursday. Shot from distance, Jackson Brandabora. That's easily denied by Subuc. Crushers unable to clear. Imler with the keep at the blue line, but a good poke check there. Nifty little play by Yalovi. And McQuillan wants to make a change on the fly here as the Lions get this puck deep. Collision behind the goal line. Played by Yalovi, who builds up speed through center. His outlet pass too far for Nailatov. And Bishop McCort guilty of icing with exactly 10 minutes to go in the first period. Still no score. Gleb Subuc, the Belarusian, has played 3 games this year, including that South Fayette contest back in November in which he's made 40 or more saves. Again, a player accustomed to seeing a high volume of shots. Sometimes that can work out for you, sometimes it can't. Very interesting clash of styles here tonight. As D'Alessandro crosses the Bishop McCort blue line, drop pass for Tyler Brandabora. Brandabora tried to put it down low. It was lost at the skates of the freshman, Marcus Anderson. The Crushers get it back to center. Safronov crossing the South Fayette blue line, put it inadvertently off the referee, and that's a break for the Lions as Tyler Brandabora gets it up to center. Good poke check there by Safronov, and he re-enters South Fayette territory. Near side for Yalovi. Yalovi on his backhand, left circle, snapshot, point blank save made by Schrader, denying Safronov from the bottom of the left circle. Only 2 shots on goal officially for the Crushers thus far, but they've both been quality shots, including that one. A hard snipe from inside the right circle, taken by Yalovi, is again denied by Schrader. Outlet pass intercepted by Eli Petter. Petter trying to out-hustle Marcus Anderson as he lets it go for Ryan Sierra. One of the 3 Sierra triplets, in the South Fayette program. McCort able to get this puck up through center. Makita Yalovi toward the goal, rolls off his stick, and it's covered up. Or is it? Did that go in? It went in. They gave a goal. Oh, a fluke goal to Makita Yalovi. His 22nd goal of the season, and the Crushers lead 1-0. Oh, we saw the point right there. We lost sight of the puck behind Schrader, but the official in the far corner made the call. Certainly one Schrader, I would think, would like to have back as the Crushers draw first blood here on the road at the midpoint of the first period. Makita Yalovi, sophomore and top 5 goal scorer in Class AA, notches number 22 on the campaign. And Yalovi now tied in goals, assists, and points with Wes Schwartzmiller, of the Lions. Schrader this time able to make the save and cover up from distance. Yalovi drove the net, and that puck just kind of rolled off his stick. He didn't even really take a shot on goal. And Schrader took for granted that he had it, but it snuck in between the pillows, and so the Crushers have the game's first goal. When you're on the road, you take them any way you can get them. Face off to Schrader's left. Especially when you're playing a team that, like you, has something to play for in terms of playoff positioning. Caden Johnston over the blue line. Johnston loses an edge as the puck is taken away by Xavier Lieb. Lions retreat inside their own territory. Jackson Brandabora off the boards. Robert Chiappetta slips in under a McCort defender, out in front, went by everybody. Good backup there by the South Fayette defense. Imler, the point man, slaps it off a McCort ankle as the Crimson Crushers get it back to center red. Imler over the blue line one more time. Imler to the goal. Imler shooting. Subuc with a save. The rebound still loose. Side of the net. Put through the blue paint by Imler. That nearly tied the game for South Fayette as this puck is sent into the scorer's bench and out of play. Bishop McCort scoring its 34th first period goal this season vis-a-vis Makita Yalovi. That leads Class AA. Crushers out to the early lead with 6:50 to go in the opening frame. South Fayette in neutral ice. Trevor D'Alessandro brings it over the line. Cross ice, Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller shooting over the shoulder of Subuc and out of play. And you get a look at those senior banners for South Fayette off in the far corner in Bishop McCort ice. 9 varsity seniors suiting up for Matt Schwartz this season. 1 junior varsity senior was also honored as part of the senior night festivities, which was followed by an exciting win over Franklin Regional. South Fayette 7-1 at home this season. Each of their last 2 home games, have been 1-goal games. So they've been playing some tight games lately. You want to make it far in the Penguins Cup playoffs, you need to have that flair for the dramatic. And we've certainly seen some drama in this building this season. Subuc lost that puck for a second. His defense right there to support him, but now South Fayette on the forecheck, forcing a potential turnover. Crushers, can they recover? No, Schwartzmiller had it, but lost it at the side of the net. Timmons, the alternate captain, unable to get this puck deep. And instead, Safronov is going to get it to the corner, and the Crushers are going to be called for icing with 5:42 to go in the period. Bishop McCort trying to lock up minimally 3rd place in Class AA, leading 1-0 on the road here on a fluke goal by Makita Yalovi. Petter around the boards. Dylan Timmons. And this puck centered by a host of white jerseys. South Fayette chases to the near boards. Walsh behind the net. Behind the net it comes now. Free to Eric Ewan, the junior. And McCort has numbers the other way. Chance for Carolfa. Carolfa trying to center it for Lucas Casino. That pass a little too far as one of the Lions went flying into his own goal. And that stops play, obviously, as Dylan Walsh appears to be no worse for the wear. Walsh, also an alternate captain, part of Schwartz's leadership group this season, scored that big senior night goal, the game winner, late in regulation against the Panthers. Only 5 goals on the senior year of Dylan Walsh, but certainly made that one count. Meanwhile, Makita Yalovi's 22nd has the Lions in an early hole here on home ice. Under 5 to go in the first period. Connor Sierra to the corner for Brody Fail. Fail pulls his puck to his forehand, nearly gave it away to the McCort captain, Karolfa. Outlet pass to Dylan Walsh. Walsh up ahead. Walsh to the goal. Walsh makes his move. Save made. Subuc. Rebound put wide. And the net behind the foreign-born sophomore is dislodged. Referee Batko bringing the face-off just outside the Bishop McCort blue line, with the Crimson Crushers ahead 1-0. Just over 4.5 to go in period 1. Crushers control the face-off. Yalovi, 1-on-3. He's sandwiched by a couple of defenders, Solomon and Jackson Brandabora, as Schrader covers. Our first look this season on PIHL Hockey Night Live at Gleb Subuc, the McCort goaltender. Did not get an all-star selection this season, but pretty easy to see in the early going why maybe he should have. He moves laterally very, very well, better than a lot of goaltenders we've seen this season, and he's had to make some very tough saves. He's been dialed in from the get-go. Lions playing this puck behind the goal line. Chiapetta out in front. Solomon had his stick lifted. An alert play there by Safronov, the sophomore, as he's poke-checked at the South Fayette blue line. Bishop McCort has to tag up here, and they will with under 4 to go in the first. Chiapetta lets it go off the stick of Anderson. South Fayette unable to keep it inside the attacking zone. Retreating is Safronov, going cross ice to his alternate captain, Carson Boyle. Lions playing this puck on their own end. A giveaway there, but nobody there to take the drop pass from Mikita Yalovi. Safronov at the center circle, backpedaling, put it off Nolan Murphy, and a convenient bounce there to Nailatov. Nailatov left circle. Nailatov being worked over by Brandabora, Jackson Brandabora all the way. And that allows Schwartzmiller to break free with the puck as he brings it back 1-on-3. Schwartzmiller to the goal on his backhand. Schwartzmiller, centering pass, went underneath the stick of Tyler Brandabora, and the Crushers clear it. Long lead pass intended for Dolgus is going to be cut off by Petter. Lions play it at the official's crease, and it's going to be whiffed on by the Lions in center red and played in South Fayette territory by Safronov. Chance the other way now for Schwartzmiller. He's 2-on-1 with Brandabora. Schwartzmiller to the goal. Oh, put it off Subuch, and might have put it off the side of the post as well. The Lions have certainly had their chances in this opening 17. South Fayette on the forecheck. Brandabora gets it to Schwartzmiller in the corner. Schwartzmiller thought about going backdoor. Instead, side of the net, he'll shoot it from a bad angle, and that misses everything. Tyler Brandabora to Eli Petter. Petter trying to get it deep. It's intercepted by Jack Ash. Ash and the Crushers are going to be able to get it back to center. And here's the captain, Brendan Karolfa, approaching the South Fayette blue line, but he's stood up. And South Fayette tries to come back 2-on-2, but can't hang on to the puck as Connor Sierra gets it deep. Lions making a change behind the play as the Crushers bring it up to center. Xavier Lieb crossing the South Fayette blue line. Lieb to the goal. Lieb out in front. Score! Knock, knock. Who's there? Karolfa at the back door. And the Crushers are up 2-0 with 1:36 to go in the first. Brennan Karolfa's 13th of the campaign. Good puck movement deep in the attacking zone by the Crimson Crushers, and they've got exactly the start they wanted here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Final 90 seconds of the period. Lions looking to get off the proverbial mat here after conceding goals to Mikita Yalovi. And now Brennan Karolfa, the Ukraine product and senior all-star, as Karolfa continues to haunt the Lions. Nolan Murphy over the blue line. Murphy poke check by Anderson. Chiapetta to the boards. And to the point it comes for Braden Imler. Imler with time and space. He shoots. Stick save by Subuch. Outlet pass to Safronov. Safronov poke checked by Imler. Safronov trying to center it now. Bouncing puck. Settled down by Yalovi. To the corner it comes for Bishop McCort. Final 40 seconds of first period play. Shot from the point through a crowd. Schrader never saw it. It was blocked right in front. Now it ricochets up into the South Fayette student section off to our extreme right with 34.5 ticks to talk in the first. And off the face-off, it's controlled in the final half minute of the period by Yalovi. Yalovi over the blue line. Yalovi 1-on-3 is poke checked easily by the South Fayette defense. And Schwartzmiller trying to settle this puck down, lost it at his feet. He'll take matters into his own hands now, with the period winding down. Eli Petter around the boards, near side. Up to the center it comes, and in neutral ice, it's Anderson being met by a couple of Lions. 3 seconds to go, and so the first period here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center will end with the Bishop McCort Crimson Crushers leading the South Fayette Lions by a score of 2-0. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by Iron Bridge. First period shots on goal, 9-8 in favor of the Lions, but it is the Crimson Crushers who have the lead approaching period 2 here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Matt Popchock on board with you for another PIHL Hockey Night Live doubleheader. Bishop McCort, led by the venerable Art McQuillan, getting goals from Makiti Alovi, his 22nd of the year, and Brennan Karolfa, his 13th of the season. Now, if you like what we do, if you've watched what we do, and if you believe in trends, you will note that in South Fayette's PIHL Hockey Night Live debut this season, they fell behind 2-0 to the Hempfield Spartans. Went on to win that game here in this very barn. A lot of time left in this one, and South Fayette, a team that we've seen grow into games over the course of the season. The last game between these two teams yielded 11 total goals, including 1 team goal awarded to Bishop McCort for winning the shootout, of course. The story of that period, though, I would argue, was the play of Gleb Zubuc. He is very evidently one of the top goaltenders in the classification, as supported by that save percentage, .905. Again, the leading save percentage among first stringers in PIHL Class AA. And everybody lists goals against average first when they look at goalie stats, but a lot of times save percentage can be the more telling stat. What can you do? What do you do when your defense isn't there to bail you out and the puck actually comes to you? The puck actually came to Zubuc there, and he had to make a glove save right at the beginning of the period. First period shots, by the way, I had inversed. It was 9-8 in favor of the Crushers, but a moot point now as South Fayette has the first 2 shots of period 2. And again, Gleb Zubuc, the talented sophomore, had to be ready for that. Imler through a crowd save made. Rebound put just wide by Schwartzmiller. Side of the net. Zubuc has it pinned up against the far post. Just for a fleeting moment, the Belarusian left his net exposed, and Schwartzmiller just needs a little bit of room to make you pay. Number 4 goal scorer in Class AA coming in, number 3 in points. And he goes forward off a faceoff and puts it right into the chest protector of Zubuc, who again has to cover for the faceoff. First 4 shots of the second period belong to the Lions, who trail 2-0 with 16:18 to go to the ice cut. They have come out with a fury and tilted the ice here against the Crushers. Finally, Bishop McCort wins a faceoff, but they immediately give this puck away. Chance in front for South Fayette. Timmons with a shot, save made, and the rebound bounces to the corner. Schwartzmiller was ready for it, but the Lions have to reset, and a penalty coming up again against McCort. South Fayette will head to the power play for the second time tonight as Schrader comes off for the extra attacker, and we might get another call here. The crowd is reacting as if players from both teams are going to go. But only one man is in the box, and that is Bishop McCort's Carson Boyle. So South Fayette 0 for 1 on the man advantage thus far. A big chance to get back into this game as both coaches are playing some pre-face-off chess here before the face-off. And again, having some issues with the penalty clock on the main scoreboard. Now we're set to go. South Fayette wins the draw. And the Lions are back to work 5-on-4. Imler spinning around in the zone end, now skates up through center. His lead pass a little too far for Walsh. Suboc to his left, playing this puck to the boards. And it's deflected out of play, and officials saying this faceoff is going to come outside the McCort zone. It was played over the glass by a South Fayette Lion and not touched. A break there for Bishop McCort. Crushers control the face-off in their own zone and send it around the boards, cut off by Petter. Left for Chiapetta. Chiapetta from the edge of the left circle for Eli Petter. Petter had Imler open, those two crisscrossing. Now Petter at the right point, sends it in behind the net for Connor Solomon. He lets it go to Chiapetta. Chiapetta has Petter open across the ice, and Petter drops down to the corner to take this puck. One-timer save made by Suboc! My goodness, that's the save of the night from either goaltender. 1:09 to go in the South Fayette power play, and not for nothing, it remains a 2-0 game early in the second. Everything was there, including the execution by Dylan Walsh, but it didn't matter because Suboc made an unconscious save. Jackson Brandabora off the faceoff win to Tyler Brandabora, to Schwartzmiller in the corner, to Tyler Brandabora, dropping for Schwartzmiller, to Jackson Brandabora, poked at by one of the Crushers, and they might have a chance shorthanded. Sent up ahead to Safronov, but Safronov was buttressed there by Schwartzmiller. 45 to go in the South Fayette power play. Good keep there by Jackson Brandabora, and just kept inside the zone by Schwartzmiller. To the corner. Side of the net, one-timer fanned on by Nolan Murphy, but a good keep by Jackson Brandabora, or was it? They say Brandabora dragged it offside. And it's been that kind of night so far for the Lions here at home. Just a step slow to this point as they try to climb out of the 2-goal hole in which they have found themselves here in this second period. D'Alessandro off the face-off, left side to Brandabora. Brandabora tied up by one of the Crushers, that's Nailatov. Schwartzmiller out in front. Imler was too well covered, and the Crushers are going to be able to clear it back to center. And a chance up ahead, possibly for Xavier Lieb shorthanded with 10 to go in the man advantage. Bishop McCourt's going to go 2 for 2 on the penalty kill here as this puck is put out in front and deflected off a South Fayette stick as the Lions and Crushers are back to 5 aside. Petter swiping at this one as it's pulled in by Tyler Brandabora. Brandabora lifting the stick of Safronov, who goes up ahead of the play for this puck. We have a broken stick in between the circles in South Fayette territory that is yet to be retrieved, as this puck is deflected by Safronov and sent deep into Bishop McCort ice. Around the boards it comes to Schwartzmiller. Tyler Brandabora sent to his knees to try and play this puck, and a steal by Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller to the goal side of the net. Score! Tick, tack, toe, and the donut disappears. Tyler Brandabora, the all-star sophomore, with his 7th of the season on a pretty little pass from Wes Schwartzmiller, and the Lions are back in it with 13-14 to go in the second period. Point number 45 on the season for Schwartzmiller, assist number 23, as he moves to within 1 point of number 2, Tim Nailatov, in the Class AA scoring race. Tyson Tagmeyer bodies a man into the corner. That's Anderson that got the worst of that one. Subuc deflecting this puck wide of the blue paint. And a bounce there goes the way of Bishop McCort. Here's Safronov. Safronov to the goal. Safronov nuzzles that nylon, and the Crushers get it right back. Ivan Safronov, the number 2 goal scorer in the classification with his 27th as a PIHL sophomore. And that snapshot from the right side makes it a 3-1 lead for Bishop McCort with 12:40 to the ice cut. And Art McQuillan's team continues to find answers for this relentless South Fayette attack. Nolan Murphy fighting through traffic, gets this puck to the corner. He stands up Eric Ewan as he tries to play it off the side of the net. And behind the net it comes now. Sent around the boards by Ewan. Up ahead now to Nailatov. Nailatov for Yolovi. And backpedaling is Jack Esch as he thought I thought he hadn't gained the red line actually, but officials say no icing. That call certainly caught me off guard at least. South Fayette plays on though. Nifty little move by Jackson Brandabura, but he lost the puck at the last moment. And not standing on ceremony, Subuc immediately gets it out of there. Lions at the side of the net. Oh, Subuc had to be ready at the far post for that one. Murphy and one of the Crushers collide at the near glass. Puck squirting back to center red. South Fayette fighting for possession. And Murphy has it as he crosses the Bishop McCort blue line. Murphy under duress. He's put hard into the boards by Nailatov. Timur Nailatov, one of the top puck-moving forwards in the PIHL. To the corner it comes. Braden Imler behind his own net. Imler near side. And it's intercepted by the Crushers. Safronov to Nailatov. Nailatov shooting wide of everything. Rebound to the right point for Anderson. Anderson to the corner for Casino. Nailatov up top to Anderson. Anderson, center point. Safronov spinning around, figuring out his next move as it comes near side for Carson Boyle. Boyle to the corner. Lions let it go defensively so Eli Petter can play it. And he sends it up ahead to Wes Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller crossing the blue line with D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro too heavy for Schwartzmiller as he goes down into the corner. Schwartzmiller bounces right back up as this bouncing puck comes right to one of the Crushers. And retreating in his own end is Safronov. 10 to go in the second period. Bishop McCort with a 3-1 lead. Tyler Brandabura for Wes Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller for Tyler Brandabura. They try the shot pass play again, but this time it was not to be. Jackson Brandabura with it defensively now for the Lions. Long lead pass for Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller trying to split the defense. He does. He goes to the goal. He tries the wraparound, puts it out in front. It's loose. South Fayette couldn't get a clean shot on goal. Carson Boyle out in front of Subuc, who was out of position, did just enough to interrupt the shooter's rhythm. Boyle now trying to get this puck into South Fayette territory as he bodies Tagmeyer. Lions in neutral ice, peeling back. Here's Jackson Brandabura, cross ice for Connor Sierra. Sierra makes sure he has the red line, sends this puck in behind the McCort cage. Jackson Brandabura on goal. That puck took a funny deflection and Subuc just got a leg out to make the save. Eli Petter trying to center for Walsh. He can't. Slap shot deflected out of play. Good stick on puck there by Makiti Alovi, who had the first goal of this game back in the first period. The teams trading second period goals, Tyler Brandabora and Ivan Safronov, the Crushers' leading goal getter with his 27th of the season. Now Safronov playing a nice little game of cat and mouse with Yalovi to try and creep into the top 5 in the scoring race. Bishop McCort again coming in with 3 Eastern European players in the top 10 in Class AA scoring. Now you heard of the NHL's Russian invasion of the 1980s. This is the Eastern invasion of the 2020s. Crushers bring it out to center. And the Lions have to tag up as Petter concedes. Caden Johnston bouncing this puck in the general direction of Subuc, who lets it go for his defense. Under 8 to go till the ice cut here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Bishop McCort and South Fayette vying for home ice advantage in the first round of the Penguins Cup playoffs. If the Crushers can win their 5th consecutive game in enemy territory here tonight, they would guarantee themselves a home playoff game. A win would mean they finish no worse than 3rd in the AA table. Kick save by Schrader, rebound, Schrader making the Snow Angels as he denies Safronov, looking for a second on the doorstep. And McQuillan wants a fresh unit out there for this face-off, which will come to Schrader's right. Now, not necessarily the bounce-back game as of yet that Schrader wanted, but to the credit of the Crimson Crushers, they played a very patient counter-attacking game thus far, to the tune of a 2-goal lead here on the road. Side of the net, Subuc is knocked down as play continues. Backdoor pass was errant, but the Lions still have this puck in the Bishop McCort zone. Sierra trying to go out in front, and that's picked off by Xavier Lieb. Lieb up ahead to Karolfa. Karolfa being worked over by Jackson Brandabura. Timmons, his outlet pass is intercepted by the Crushers. They try to get it deep. Lieb's gonna take charge here for Bishop McCort as he puts it toward the net from a bad angle, under pressure. And South Fayette skates it up to center. Jackson Brandabura over the blue line. Brandabura from the edge of the left circle. Brandabura pulls up behind the net, tries to go out in front for Sierra. Ryan Sierra jamming away at this puck, which comes free to one of the Lions. Solomon couldn't get a clean shot on net as this puck bounces to the left circle. Lions trying to ramp up the forecheck here with under 6 to go in the second. Down 3-1. In the corner, it's worked on by the Lions. And they continue to be the aggressors, but there, right in front to intercept the centering pass is Xavier Lieb. Lieb goes through a man as he's stood up high by Imler. Schwartzmiller over the blue line, one-on-one. Schwartzmiller to the goal. Schwartzmiller, score! Crisscross applesauce. Tyler Brandabura wants a second helping, and it's a 1-goal game. 5:28 to go, second period. Oh, when you're facing a hot goaltender, you got to get him moving laterally, and that's what Schwartzmiller and Brandabura do once again. Easy one-timer for the sophomore who has his second of the night and 8th of the season. Lions off the face-off. Here's Trevor D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro sneaks behind a man. D'Alessandro has Schwartzmiller open. D'Alessandro to the goal. Subic makes the save as the net is dislodged. South Fayette fans want a penalty shot. They believe the net was dislodged deliberately by the McCort defense. But I think their cries are going to fall upon deaf ears this time. Face off to Subic's right, clean win by the Lions. Petter to the hash. Tyler Brandenburg, a fan on the attempted shot. Crushers unable to clear. Here's Schwartzmiller with it. Schwartzmiller in the corner. Reverses the play to Tyler Brandenburg. Brandenburg pinned up against the boards. Good support by D'Alessandro to Brandenburg. Dropping for Petter. Petter shooting, it was blocked. Eli Petter toward the goal, deflected just wide. I think Subic might have got a piece of that as well, as D'Alessandro is worked on by one of the Crushers. That was Yolovi who won that battle and sent McCort the other way. Chance for the Crushers, a nifty little move in on Schrader. Oh, what a toe drag by Nailatov, but Schrader had other ideas. And the All-Star senior keeps it a one-goal game. Very patient breakout by Bishop McCort after being under great duress for much of this second period. And a shot put off the post near side by Lieb. The freshman nearly got his 9th of the year on that attempt. This 50-50 battle won by Bishop McCort. Turnaround try by Xavier Lieb goes high and wide. Bouncing puck controlled by the Lions defensively. Rygaard toward his own net as it's one-touched into the McCort zone. Subic plays it to the boards. Lieb under pressure from Rygaard. Dylan Walsh trying to keep it in the zone on one hand. South Fayette has to tag up, and the Lions will do just that. South Fayette resetting from their own blue line. Jackson Brandabora with speed. Brandabora to the goal. Subic makes the save and deflects it out of play. Now the other Brandabora, so to speak, trying to bring the house down there. Three and a half to go to the ice cut. Bishop McCort scratching and surviving, leading 3-2 over a very feisty South Fayette squad here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Eli Petter. Stick check by Safronov. Safronov unable to clear. Petter sends it around the boards, near side now. It's going to be taken by Ewan. Ewan lost it to Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller on his backhand resets for Petter. Petter at the left point. Trying to go back to Schwartzmiller. A good gap control there by Safronov. And this puck Murphy dumped back to center. Speaking of Murphy, Nolan Murphy over the blue line. Trying to leave it for Schwartzmiller, nothing doing. Chiapetta off of Bishop McCort's skate, and it comes right to Ivan Safronov. Imler gains the red line and sends it deep late in this second period. Subic plays it to his right to one of the South Fayette Lions though. Toward goal, deflected in on Subic, who had to be ready with his stick. Petter again toward goal, that never made it through. It looked like Eric Ewan got a piece of that one as the Crushers clear their zone. Petter with a little fadeaway maneuver to get that puck outside his own blue line. Now the Crushers have to tag up. Imler having some trouble with that puck at his feet, but he gets it up ahead in any event to Nolan Murphy. Murphy trying to poke it around a man there. Jack Ash, excuse me. Murphy ridden into his own bench for his troubles. Lions get this puck inside the McCort zone. Schwartzmiller down low, trying to go up high to Chiapetta. Just too many crimson jerseys in the way. Bishop McCort counterattacking. And here comes Yalovi. Yalovi toward goal. Save made as Schrader cut down the angle successfully. To the point it comes for Anderson. Anderson shooting it wide to the right of the South Fayette senior. Final minute and a half before the ice cut here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. Very exciting contest to begin the doubleheader tonight between two of the top three teams in PIHL Class AA. Waiting at center ice, Dylan Timmons, the alternate captain. Timmons getting it toward the McCort goal where it's played by Stu Butch, so it will not be icing. Now Connor Sierra dumps it in and wide of the Bishop McCort netminder. Off the glass it comes, and all the way the length of the ice, and this will be icing with 52 ticks to talk on Bishop McCort. Art McQuillan arguing that this puck was deflected, and referee March explaining that it went off the glass and did not touch a skater prior to crossing the goal line, which I think is actually the correct call. Puck to the corner, and around the boards it's sent, beyond the reach of Emler. Will this also be icing? No, it will not be. The Crushers are able to play this puck with 40 to go in the period. South Fayette steals and brings it up to center. Schwartzmiller over the blue line, 1-on-2. Schwartzmiller trying to create space. Schwartzmiller out in front off a skate, got his own rebound. Schwartzmiller in front, bouncing puck, shot toward goal, never made it there. Schwartzmiller with the rebound, Schwartzmiller taking it away, put off Subuch as a stick was knocked out of the hands of Marcus Anderson. 15 to go in the period. Brandabora. Now down low to Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller, oh, he couldn't finish. Oh, that would have been a thing of beauty from Wes Schwartzmiller, but he just couldn't tuck it inside the near post. 3 seconds left, slap shot goes wide. And the period comes to an end. And a thrilling one at that here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center, where we will cut the ice and step aside for a bit. As the Bishop McCort Crimson Crushers lead the South Fayette Lions in Class 2A action by a score of 3-2. I'm Matt Popchock, and you're watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by Iron Bridge. And now, before third period action, some music from the 4-1-2.
Well, I got sunshine. If I could catch it in a bottle, I would save it for a rainy day. Yeah. American boy, small hometown, little slice of heaven everywhere I look around. Got a baseball field, a swimming pool, a fishing hole and more. Got everything I need, and it's right outside of my front door. I can't imagine anywhere on earth I'd rather be.
Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. We utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
All across the United States, each state has what's called an immunization information system. Immunization information systems, or IIS, are confidential, population-based, computerized databases that record all immunization doses administered by participating providers to persons residing within a given geopolitical area. In the United States, every vaccination registry is a bit different, which can become daunting and confusing. Enter PubHub. PubHub solves this issue by giving its providers the ability to connect and communicate to the state registry with one connection and one data format. For example, if a patient has received the COVID-19 vaccine, PubHub allows the provider to see if the patient has already received the vaccine, keeping everything safe and organized for everyone.
got sunshine. If I could catch it in a bottle, I would save it for a rainy day. Yeah. American boy, small hometown, little slice of heaven everywhere I look around. Got a baseball field, a swimming pool, a fishing hole and more. Got everything I need and it's right outside of my front door. I can't imagine anywhere on earth I'd rather be.
Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. You utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
All across the United States, each state has what's called an immunization information system. Immunization information systems, or IIS, are confidential, population-based, computerized databases that record all immunization doses administered by participating providers to persons residing within a given geopolitical area. In the United States, every vaccination registry is a bit different, which can become daunting and confusing. Enter PubHub. PubHub solves this issue by giving its providers the ability to connect and communicate to the state registry with one connection and one data format. For example, if a patient has received the COVID-19 vaccine, PubHub allows the provider to see if the patient has already received the vaccine, keeping everything safe and organized for everyone.
Well, I got sunshine. If I could catch it in a bottle, I would save it for a rainy day. Yeah. American boy, small hometown, little slice of heaven everywhere I look around. Got a baseball field, a swimming pool, a fishing hole and more. Got everything I need and it's right outside of my front door. I can't imagine anywhere on earth I'd rather be.
Ah, look at him, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, climbing his way through the corporate rat race. We've all been there, focused on that next raise, promotion, chocolate bar. Keeping an eye on your health can be exhausting. Weight Loss Direct is a personalized wellness and weight loss program. You utilize an AI algorithm to determine your specific foods and match you with a real-life coach and an easy-to-follow meal plan so you could stay on track to success and health. Check out weightlossdirect.com to learn more.
All across the United States, each state has what's called an immunization information system. Immunization information systems, or IIS, are confidential, population-based, computerized databases that record all immunization doses administered by participating providers to persons residing within a given geopolitical area. In the United States, every vaccination registry is a bit different, which can become daunting and confusing. Enter PubHub. PubHub solves this issue by giving its providers the ability to connect and communicate to the state registry with one connection and one data format. For example, if a patient has received the COVID-19 vaccine, PubHub allows the provider to see if the patient has already received the vaccine, keeping everything safe and organized for everyone.
When I said South Fayette tilted the ice, I meant South Fayette tilted the ice. 16-7 the shots on goal in period 2. Game totals, South Fayette 24, Bishop McCort 16. Bishop McCort, the Crimson Crushers, still ahead over the Lions where it counts 3-2 as we approach the third and final period of regulation. Want to give a shout out to Nomad. That's north of Mason-Dixon line, to you and me, Rusty. Nomad, the musical guest. During the ice cut, you heard their music, and we thank Nomad for their contribution, and you can hear more from them on musicfromthe412.com or download the Music from the 412 app to your Roku or Amazon Fire capable devices. Matt Popchock back with you here for PIHL Hockey Night Live, game 1 of our doubleheader on 10-Band TV, presented by Iron Bridge. And coming up a little after 9 o'clock Eastern Time, we have the Quaker Valley Quakers concluding their regular season as they visit the Chartiers Valley Colts. Now, the Colts already knocked off one of the big dogs earlier this year, the North Hills Indians. Let's see if they can do it again here on home ice. We'll see what happens. Here, Bishop McCort scored twice on the third-ranked team defense in Class AA to begin the game. And those goals came at 8:35 and 15:24 the first period. A fluky goal by Makita Yalovi that snuck through the legs of Alan Schrader and fooled all of us, including the aforementioned netminder. Timur Nalatov with the only assist on that first goal. And then Brennan Karalfa scored from Xavier Lieb and Brady Dolgus to make it 2-0 Crushers after one. Bishop McCort moving left to right and shooting on Schrader, who makes the save from inside the left circle as we get our first whistle of the period. And now, what is referee March indicating? He's indicating a penalty on the South Fayette Lions. Just 29 seconds in, a high sticking call on Tyler Brandabura. Now, speaking of things that caught us by surprise, that penalty call. So the Crushers will get their second power play opportunity of the game. Both teams are combined 0 for 3 thus far on the man advantage. To continue with the scoring summary, South Fayette getting on the board, 3:46 into the second period. Tyler Brandabura scoring from Wes Schwartzmiller at even strength. Then just 34 seconds later, Ivan Safronov answering right back unassisted for Bishop McCort. Brandabura getting his second of the night from Schwartzmiller at 11:32 of the second period on a similar east-west play. And that is where we stand right now. It's a one-goal game. Bishop McCort with a chance to deliver, no pun intended, a crushing blow early in this third period. South Fayette trying to win for the 8th time in 9 home games in 22-23 and complete the comeback here tonight. Lions in contention for that #1 overall playoff spot as we continue to have issues with the penalty clock on the South Fayette side of the main scoreboard. Bishop McCort coming in 3rd place, South Fayette coming in 2nd place, entering week 20. The Crushers once again can finish conceivably as high as 2nd, but no lower than 5th. You get one of those top 4 spots, you get a home playoff game. That's what's at stake. Only one team has beaten Bishop McCort in the War Memorial this season. That was the Latrobe Wildcats. And so now we're ready to go as the Crushers win the faceoff cleanly and get it to center point for Nelatov. Played from the boards by Yalovi. Yalovi into the corner. Now back to Yalovi. Yalovi watched closely by 2 penalty killers of South Fayette. In the corner comes from the side of that score! Oh my goodness! The Crushers do make it a 4-2 game on the power play as Xavier Lee passes a camel through the eye of a needle. Oh, how did he beat Schrader from there? The freshman with his 9th of the season and 3rd power play goal of the year from right along the South Fayette goal line. And the Lions are stunned inside the first minute of 3rd period play. I told you about that big territorial advantage South Fayette had in that second period, and you wonder how much longer Bishop McCort could afford to play that deliberate counterattacking game. Well, apparently they can play it a little longer because every time South Fayette has been able to land a punch, Bishop McCort has counterpunched. And we've got some more confusion here before the opening faceoff. And so as Billy Joel summarizes the beginning of the Cold War, we got a South Fayette player coming off here. That's Braden Imler. I'm not sure if Imler took a penalty or what the indication was there. I didn't see anything from either referees Batko or March. That's a curious happening that we'll keep our eyes and ears on, but in any event, it's a power play goal to the Crimson Crushers and a big one early in this 3rd period to extend their lead to 4-2. South Fayette has to go back to the drawing board here. With still a lot of time left in this game, but Bishop McCort gets it back to center. And bringing it over the line is Lieb, the goal scorer from just a moment ago. A few moments ago, actually, as Schrader made that save. South Fayette quickly counterattacking. Tyler Brandabura to the goal on the backhand. Save made, and that puck was juggled by Subuch, but he hangs on. Looks like Imler was only having an equipment issue of some kind. There seemed to be some sort of debate between Matt Schwartz, the South Fayette head coach, and the referees as to whether or not Imler was permitted to be out there for the ensuing faceoff after the power play goal, or at least that's what we can surmise from up here. But The issue is settled, and we're back to action in McCort territory as this puck is kicked wide of goal. So good to see that that was not injury related, or penalty related at least, as the Crushers are guilty of icing. A slow start to this third period, only 1:47 off the clock, but already we have a goal. And it belongs to Xavier Lieb, the freshman. His 9th of the season and 3rd on the power play. 21 points for Lieb in his PIHL debut campaign, and a fine one at that. Lots of under-the-radar talent on Art McQuillan's team this year as he coaches Bishop McCort for the first time after leading Westmont Hilltop for over 30 years and over 500 PIHL victories. Schwartzmiller over the blue line, through the circle. Poke checked at the last moment by Nailatov. Puck to the corner. Bishop McCort unable to get it out of there. Schwartzmiller with it again, has it on his backhand, dropping for Petter. Petter through a crowd. That went off a hip. Wasn't sure if it was one of his own teammates' hips, but in any event, it goes out of play. Well, they're calling for the faceoff in Bishop McCort ice, so the Crushers continuing to insulate their sophomore goaltender as McQuillan changes lines before the faceoff. Crushers looking to sweep the regular season series from the Lions, and if nothing else, I think you take from this game, regardless of the outcome, that McQuillan has the kind of goaltender that can steal a playoff round for you, if not more than one playoff round. Gleb Zubuch has looked very, very sharp tonight at the net down to our left. Lions in the corner. And they play this puck defensively as Brandebora reverses it to Timmins. And this deflects off the stick of Walsh and nearly into the scorer's table, but stays in play. And to the corner it goes, sent wide by a South Fayette stick and back to center. Brandebora. Jackson Brandebora, that is, playing this puck up to center as it went off a McCort body. Xavier Lieb sends it deep into South Fayette ice. Dylan Timmins backpedaling, leaves it for Jackson Brandebora. Tyler Brandebora with both South Fayette goals thus far, both set up by team captain and leading scorer Wes Schwartzmiller, but it's Bishop McCort by a pair with under 13 and a half to go in regulation. And here come the Crushers, sending this puck deep into the Lions' den. Connor Sierra behind the goal line. Surveys the play. And sends it near corner to the black-domed Braden Imler. Behind the net now for his defensive partner. D'Alessandro swapping it for Schwartzmiller as Matt Schwartz wanted to complete a line change, I believe. And here come the Lions. So D'Alessandro went for a ride there, and that allows Bishop McCort to play it back to neutral ice. And a hard hit by one of the Lions, and a Crimson Crusher is down in front of the McCort bench as the puck is stopped by Schrader and out of play. And this is going to be a penalty, to say the least. This is going to be a hit from behind penalty, so this is going to be minimally a 2 and 10 on Trevor D'Alessandro. Well, not ideal for South Fayette, down by 2 with 12:38 to go in the third period. And let's see who the player down is for Bishop McCort. Oh, that was a vicious hit, and it happened right in front of Art McQuillan, the McCort bench boss, who immediately went up to the front of the Bishop McCort bench to check on the injured player. And the injured player is senior all-star Carson Boyle, who gets to his feet. And if we can possibly identify who's serving the minor penalty as Bishop McCort gets its third power play opportunity of the night, we will verify that. D'Alessandro was the guilty party. And Caden Johnston is the man that's going to serve the minor penalty as D'Alessandro has to sit for the extra 10 for the mandatory hit from behind penalty. McCort 1 for 2 on the man advantage with that 1 goal coming early in this period. And the Crushers win the face-off cleanly. From the edge of the left circle, it's sent down low. Out in front, Schrader had that puck go between his legs, but somehow kept it out. Snapshot, score! Thank you, sir. May I have another? Mikita Yalovi. A second consecutive power play goal, a second goal of the night for Yalovi, the sophomore now with 23 on the year, and Bishop McCort has opened it up here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center. 5-2 your score, 12:24 to go, third period. And off the ensuing face-off, the Lions play it from their own blue line. Yalovi to the corner. Yalovi out in front. Up ahead now to Brady Dolgus. Dolgus is poke checked by Nolan Murphy. Robert Chiappetta toward goal. Oh, Subuch, cutting down the angle. Really challenging the shooter there to make that save. Chiappetta from the boards now. Cross ice for Wes Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller with a step. Schwartzmiller dragged down. Penalty coming up on the Crushers. And so South Fayette with 11:37 to go into regulation, maybe getting the break that it needs. To say the least, a big power play for the Lions. And it is Yalovi, the recent power play goal scorer for McCort, who will feel shame for 2 minutes and then get free. Well, Matt Schwartz hoping the third time is the charm for his special teams, with South Fayette down by 3 in period 3. Imler off the face-off, has it right point, near point. Tyler Brandabura. Brandabura bodied immediately into the boards, but hangs on. Schwartzmiller with the puck above the left circle for Imler. Imler for Murphy, trying to go back to Imler. Imler toward goal, deflected just wide. Jackson Brandabura was camped right in front of Subuch for the rebound. Imler from center point, unable to play this puck. Chance the other way, shorthanded from McCort. Xavier Lieb driving the net. He's bodied by Jackson Brandabura, kicked out of there by Schrader. And a good cleanup maneuver there by Tyler Brandabura. That could have really put this thing on ice. 1:20 to go in the South Fayette power play. Imler center point. Snapshot, that was blocked. And another chance possibly shorthanded for the Crushers. Lieb has Safronov. Lieb shooting it himself over the net and off the glass and whiffed on the follow-up. No, the Crushers not shy about pressing shorthanded in a 3-goal game. Schwartzmiller dropping for Brandabura. Brandabura shoots it right into the stomach of Subuch, who hangs on. 51 to go in the man advantage for the Lions. To the point it comes now for Petter. Petter down low for Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller couldn't get to that puck in time, and the Crushers get it back to the center where Lieb again is up ahead of the play. But this time the Lions are going to corral the puck. Jackson Brandabura flying through the right circle, around the edge of the circle in behind the net now. Has Tyler Brandabura open and does go that way. Tyler back to Jackson. Jackson lets it go to the corner for Murphy. 18 left on the power play. Petter for Schwartzmiller. Schwartzmiller down low, out in front, nobody home. Murphy bodies up his man and plays this puck along the boards for Schwartzmiller. Schwartz-Miller for Brandabora. Brandabora poke check by one of the Crushers. That's Nailatov. Penalty over. Back to 5 aside. Bishop McCort 3 for 3 on the PK and continues to lead by 3 with 9.5 to go in the final frame. Eli Petter. Now you might see the Lions, take some more chances up ice. Schwartz-Miller, left circle, drives the net. Poked wide. I believe that was Nailatov that got a stick on it at the last moment. Connor Sierra toward goal, just wide, and the rebound is cleaned up by McCort, and they will ice this puck with under 9 to play in regulation. Now next up for the South Fayette Lions, they will be hosting the Meadville Bulldogs in what will be the final road game of the illustrious coaching career of Meadville's Jamie Plunkett. Plunkett recently announcing his retirement after 37 years of service to high school hockey in Western Pennsylvania. And what a fun game that should be. That's coming up Thursday on 10 Band TV as the Crimson Crushers have a backhander on goal. They score! Xavier Lieb just double-dipped that ship. And the Crimson Crushers just might have wrapped up win number 5 consecutively. Bishop McCort 6, South Fayette 2, midway through the third period. And for the freshman Lieb, he now becomes the 5th different McCort skater to reach double digits in goals. So Logan Robitaille, the sophomore who has come in this third period in relief of Schrader, has been welcomed to the party, so to speak, and the Crushers add to their lead. Tagmeyer puts it in behind the net. Eli Petter at his own red line, under pressure now from Karolfa. Imler in his own corner. Playing it behind his goaltender, Robitaille. Up to Walsh. Walsh driving the net. Never made it there. Braden Rygard playing this puck in behind the goal line. Walsh to the corner. Picks it up by himself and puts it off the side of the cage as it bounces near corner to Tagmeyer. Tagmeyer in front, and the shot fanned on by Walsh. Brandabora has the rebound. Jackson Brandabora deflects that long-range shot just wide. And Brandabora takes a hard push into the glass there from Yolovi as the Crushers play it over the South Fayette line. Rygard looking for Walsh up ahead. Rygard going to take it himself over the blue line, and Matt Schwartz wants to change on the fly here. Nailatov leaves it for Yolovi. Outlet pass went off the skate of Connor Solomon. Convenient bounce there to Ryan Sierra. Puck comes to center now for Karolfa. They'll let it go to Caden Johnston. And a giveaway there to one of the Crushers. That's Safronov. Safronov driving the right circle, trying to get around Petter. Petter stays right with him and puts him in the corner. Safronov trapped by a couple of Lion back checkers as a hard shoulder check is applied there by Karolfa, the Bishop McCort captain. Down low to Safronov. Safronov shooting into the stomach of Robitaille, who squares up to make that save. Robitaille, 3-0 record on the year, one of the premier backup netminders in Class AA, a 185 goals against average, 906 save percentage, and 220 minutes of action coming in. Robitaille coming in upon further review after 38 minutes and 36 seconds of action by starter Alan Schrader. As Braden Imler has it for the Lions. Imler from the high slot area forces a loud save from Zubuch, and the Belarusian hangs on. Once again, the playoff field in Class AA this year will be Armstrong, these two teams, and Greater Latrobe, Thomas Jefferson, the defending champion, Penn Trafford, defending runner-up, Franklin Regional, and the Hempfield Spartans. The only thing that remains to be seen is positioning. And Bishop McCort, which appears on its way to win number 5 in a row, will have locked up minimally the 3rd seed in Class AA when the regular season concludes after next week. South Fayette will remain in the number 2 position unofficially, and they still are in contention for the number 1 overall spot. They would need to beat Meadville, obviously, and then win their regular season finale at the Kirk Nevin Arena next Monday night against Latrobe, as Zubuch makes that save from long range. And they would need Armstrong, as I said earlier in the broadcast, to lose one of their last 2 games. Armstrong, for what it's worth, hosting Thomas Jefferson this week, and they finish their regular season at the Palmer Imaging Arena against Penn Trafford. Well, Penn Trafford swept the season series from the Lions. Bishop McCort looking to do the same here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center tonight. 4.5 to go, 3rd period. It's a 6-2 game in favor of the visitors as this puck is iced. Face-off coming to the right of Robitaille. Again, coming up in just about 25 minutes or so terrestrial time, we will have Chartiers Valley playing host to Quaker Valley, as we will shift gears to PIHL Class A Gold Division action.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached curfew with your final score. Bishop 6 and South Fayette 2.
And with PIHL curfew rules taking effect, the game ends with 4:24 remaining on the 3rd period clock. And the Crimson Crushers have indeed won game number 5 in a row in PIHL play. And once again, the Eastern Bloc contributes to the success of Art McQuillan's squad. The Crushers clinching home ice advantage in the first round of the Penguins Cup playoffs with their victory here tonight. They will go to 14-6. That will be their final regular season record. They're just waiting for their Penguins Cup playoff opponent, which will come to the War Memorial at a date and time to be determined. South Fayette goes to 13 wins, 3 pure losses, so to speak, plus 2 shootout losses. So the Lions remain on 28 points, as they now need to win out in order to move up the Class AA ladder. Thank you, Todd Kazarowski and Michael Lyman. Thank you, Austin McLean. Thank you, Jack Kukin, Kevin Zolmansky, and all the fine folks at the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League for their assistance here tonight. Your final score at curfew here at the Mount Lebanon Ice Center: the Bishop McCort Crimson Crushers 6, the South Fayette Lions 2. I'm Matt Popchock, and you've been watching PIHL Hockey Night Live on 10-Band TV, presented by Iron Bridge. Quaker Valley at Chartiers Valley in Class A Gold Division action is coming up next.